Today's Cosplay Con Talk episode is sponsored by Moco Queen Color Contacts. Don't forget to use my code Wayne for 10% off at checkout at mocoqueen.com. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. How's everyone? Wayne the Unknown here, and welcome back to another episode of Cosplay Con Talk, where we basically discuss everything pertaining to the cosplay community and conventions. We are back here with another convention and cosplay recap. We didn't do one for 2023, so I figured let's do one for 2024. And yeah, we have some new faces here that you may have never seen, and some returning ones. So real quick, we will go through everyone introduction, starting with Pink Devil. Real quick, care to introduce yourself?
Okay, I'm Emaru. I'll have my camera on in a bit. I'm 27. I'm looking at getting into college or university soon, and I'm learning Mandarin right now. My grandma taught me how to sew. I don't know if there's anything else you want me to say.
I guess real quick, how long have you been cosplaying for?
Since I was like 11, and I'm 27 now, so 16 years, right?
Sounds about right. Very nice. Next, Sam, care to introduce yourself real quick?
Yeah, so I'm Samantha, and I've been cosplaying since 2014. And I'm now a professional cosplayer, so there's that. Yeah. Also in the Hall of
Next, wait, what was that? Sorry.
But I'm also in the Cosplay Hall of Fame for FanX.
Nice.
Nice.
Next up is Koi, who you've seen on twice on this channel before. Care to introduce yourself real quick, Koi?
Hi, I'm Koi. I'm 24. I've been cosplaying since 2014. So last year was my 10th year and going on my 11th. And I, besides going to cons, I really enjoy the cosplay lip syncs. So.
All right, so well, congratulations on making it, reaching, as I call it, being a cosplay veteran. You've been cosplaying for the past 10 years, and you've seen the change of conventions pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
Very nice. Next up is Potato Senpai. Care to introduce yourself real quick?
Hi guys, I go by TJ, and I also go by Potato Senpai. That is my cosplay name. I've been cosplaying since I was 15 years old. I'm 33. I've been to almost pretty much every con on this side, and I'm also a disabled cosplayer. This is my service dog behind me.
Oh, Freya!
And,
The squeaking of the toy.
yeah, the squeaking of the toy. So, and I also run the Pacific Northwest Cosplayers with Disability group. I just did our first panel at KomoriCon, so it went really nice and well, and we're hoping to get more and more as we go to advocate for disabled cosplayers. So that's what I do.
Very nice.
Congrats, that's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, congrats.
Okay, no, congrats, seriously, on that. Next is, they're also new to this, Lay Trends. Care to introduce yourself real quick?
Hi, I'm Lay. I'm 26. I've been cosplaying since 2020. Lockdowns really, it gave me time to kind of explore that as a new outlet for me. Yeah, I started going to cons once things started opening up, so kind of more in that new side of things. But yeah, I've been some here, some there, and just like Koi, I also enjoy the lip sync space. Kind of got into that recently, so yeah.
Very nice. And then next up, you may have seen them throw a cabbage at me and the Animedford showcase here with Muttrib. Care to introduce yourself here real quick, Mutt?
Yeah, hey, I'm Mutrib Cosplay online. I've been cosplaying officially since 2016 or 2017, but I've been making costumes and doing special effects makeup and all that since I was, oh gosh, like probably 10ish or so. Yeah. I can't remember anything else about myself, so that's my intro.
Wait, why was there a cabbage throne?
There was
part of the.
It was
part of the.
consensually thrown.
If anyone wants to know what Mun and I are talking about, watch the introduction to the Animate for 2024 convention showcase where I get pelted with inflatable watermelon and cabbages by Console, Zero, Echo Chips, and Mutrib himself.
Oh boy.
And I will say from a fact, yes, I got pelted in the head with a inflatable giant watermelon.
That's
Good
that's
times.
gorgeous. That's absolutely
Good
gorgeous.
No, it's if you know, I highly recommend. I'll probably show like a quick little clip of it too. So with introductions going through, we are first gonna talk about the cons you went to, real quick, what they were like, and then we'll go into the cosplays you did and what those were like, and then we'll do a quick little 2025 thing. Starting in order. So Pink Devil, how many cons did you go to last year, and what were they, and what were they like?
Let's see. I guess I went to 4. The first con I went to was Soccer Con, which is honestly like my all-time favorite. Any year that I could make it, I absolutely do whatever I can to go there because it's. I think like the community there is so like friendly and outgoing. I love talking to people and meeting people there. And like I have a couple friends in the area too, so like getting to see them is awesome. Um, they have like great restaurants. Last year, on Sunday, me and my family went to Heidi Lao. It's like a hot pot. It's so good. It was like one of the best restaurants I've been to. They also have like the maneki, which is like traditional Japanese, and they're just like phenomenal restaurant, and like they're so nice. The lady who owns it is literally so sweet and funny. Then I had won a ticket to the Lilac City Con, and it was a little bit small. I don't know. It made me think like it was more surrounded like for like the vendors rather than like cosplayers or people who come to like just goof off. There was only like I don't know, like I think 6 or 8 panels. I think. I did the contest for like the costume contest at that one, and it was really awesome. I felt like everyone had a good attitude. I'm the type that I love to see other people win because then it's like you get to see something cooler than you could have like imagined for yourself. So like I was really stoked to see the winners. I feel like the Lilac City Comic Con, it's like pretty small, but I feel like the costumes you see there are so crazy. Like people do like full like I don't know, it looks like what you'd see in like a movie, like alien outfits and like robots and stuff. So that was pretty awesome. And then I went to the Kuroniko Con, which sadly I think they just went out of business. I didn't staff this year, regrettably, but I did the previous year. But I did do the lip sync there, which was really fun and funny. I'm gonna be honest, I was not trying to win anything. I was just like doing it to try to make people laugh, which they did. People were laughing and dancing. I did the Pedro song, so um, I met like a lot of great people at the lip sync, and I ran a panel there called confidence boosting, and I thought that was a great panel because like when all the people came in, I was trying to like ask them about themselves, and nobody said anything. But by the end of it, everyone was excited to say something and talking. So I felt like it was a big success. And then I guess like there wasn't too much that I did at that con this year, but my grandma went. It was her first con. I helped her make her little Charlie outfit from the Has-Been Hotel, and she loved it. She was like, "Oh, people are gonna think I'm so old," and people were like, thought she was
You're
awesome.
never too
They're
old.
like,
You're never too old to cosplay. You're never too old.
Great.
yeah. And then like she had like full white face paint, so people were like, "There's no way you're 60, dude." And so she thought it was a big confidence booster. She thought it was awesome. She's going to go to SoccerCon with me this year, and then um, after that, I went to KomoriCon, and my friend Tanis does the cultural gaming panel there. So I decided to volunteer as staff at KomoriCon for the cultural gaming this year. I had never staffed at a con that big. It was scary. I'll be 100% honest. It was scary. But by the time I got there, I was stoked. I was having a good time. You know, my job pretty much is just to like play games with people and teach people the games. Um, I taught a lot of people mahjong and koi koi, and I learned shogi and go. And I'm hoping to teach people those this year when I volunteer for the cultural gaming. And then I actually won the koi koi tournament, which was really funny to me because I like think I got second place, but I had like lost almost every game until then. So it was like a random streak of luck. I brought my Dragon Poi to Moricon, and I was using it in the park, and people thought it was awesome.
You're kind of breaking up a bit.
Town that I live. Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, kind of like a little bit.
Here, 1 second. I guess I have my camera on now too.
Kind of sound like an alien.
All right. Can you hear me better?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine now.
Okay. Yeah, I brought my Chinese dragon ribbon. I just kind of was doing it out in the park. I actually got a couple people to try it, which is awesome because I feel like a lot of people are kind of shy at cons. So I like to get people involved when I can because I'm a little bit more outgoing. And then I don't know, I guess just mostly goofing off. I took a lot of pictures this year. I guess when I was a kid, I didn't really think of taking pictures. Now I look back and I'm like, oh man, I wish I had pictures. So now I take
I think that's the one thing people always
couple
forget at
hundred.
cons. Nice. Show of hands here who always forgets to take pictures at con because you're having too much fun. I always I get you're having too much fun, so like you realize, oh wait, I should have taken more pictures.
I'm usually the one taking pictures too, so I have to.
Oh yeah, no, you're
I was about to say I'm like my group's photographer, so I have to remember to take photos.
But it sounds like you had a lot of fun, and it said here about Kuroneko Con. It was being their last year last year. That was the con I wanted to go to because I remember seeing you guys promote at Kumo back in 2023.
Yeah, they're a little bit smaller, more like I don't know, like I like smaller cons. I'll be honest. So it's like I like them both, small and big, but it has like a little bit more like homely vibe when it's a smaller convention. I feel like.
Well, that's fair. I personally think small cons. There's nothing wrong. I like I said, I like to categorize cons. For those who are familiar, you got your regular cons, which are like at like little centers or hotels. You got your medium-sized cons, which I refer to as Disneyland cons, and you got your big cons, like Anime Expo, LA Comic Con, stuff like that. I refer to them as Disney World cons because they're so big, so many people go. you don't have to be a fan of the stuff, but like you hear it's a big event, you got to go because thousands of people are going.
Yeah, I definitely recommend, like, if someone wants to go to a big con, I'd recommend Soccer Con. The first, like, couple years of the current EcoCon, they brought the Spokane Wells Community College.
Now next up, Sam. How many cons did you go to last year? And real quick, what were they like?
Unfortunately, I could only go to one because financial things, but I went to FanX Salt Lake. That was actually probably the most fun I've had at that con in the 6 years I've been going. Last 4 years were just awful, so I'm really glad I got to have a redemption last year.
If you don't mind me asking, what was like the difference you think?
Well, one, I didn't have any family members, so that was a huge difference. And it was nice not to be in charge of somebody else, so that I could just enjoy myself. And I also work with a nonprofit charity group, so I just volunteered at our booth, and then we did a whole X-Men march. That was probably my favorite part of the whole thing. And then getting inducted into the Hall of Fame was pretty awesome, and it happened the same day we did the X-Men march, so that kind of made the whole weekend.
I saw your post about that. Again, congratulations on making it on the Cosplay Hall of Fame for FanX Salt Lake.
Now I can brag about
it.
Something worth bragging about, if I do say so myself.
I didn't know cons do like a Hall of Fame type thing.
They used to do it, but then the pandemic kind of slowed it down. So last year, and they couldn't choose a person, and they were trying to make up the years prior to that. So that's why there's 4 new people. So I was one of the 4. And now I think there's 5 of us from my charity group that are on the Cosplay Hall of Fame.
Nice. That'd be pretty cool if more cons did that. That'd be pretty cool.
Right? I think that's awesome. So yeah,
it sounds like you had fun at Fan Expo.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I took a ton of pictures I was Rogue Saturday, so I took a ton of pictures with every single rogue that I saw.
I love doing that.
And I was the only rogue that had the Captain America shield, if any of you have seen the 97 show.
I have yet to watch the X-Men 97 show.
Oh, so good. Yeah,
I've heard good things about it. Nice.
Yeah. So
I'm glad you had fun at that. I'm glad you had fun.
Oh, it was so good.
Again, congrats on the Cosplay Hall of Fame thing.
Thanks.
We'll definitely be talking more about that too. Next up, you, Koi. How many cons did you go to? What were the cons, and what were they like for you?
So I attended 4 cons and then one fundraising event for KNC. So the fundraising event was the Con Masquerade. And it was just it was held at the Doubletree Hilton, if I'm correct. Pretty sure. They had a little vending hall, and then there was dancing and food, and it was super sweet just to have a little connection before Con started up. Started later in the year, and it was really nice that they could get the fundraising once again to keep going. And I just had a lot of fun just dancing around with my friends, and we all brought some really extravagant looking cosplays. It was just really nice. Lay Trends was actually there as well, so and then we did Anime Washington in Puyallup for one day.
Is that the new one?
What was that?
Is that their new one?
So they have the one in Puyallup, and then they have Anime Washington in Spokane now.
Oh, okay.
So Anime Washington in Puyallup, that was a journey. Me and my friends stayed up for almost 26 hours because it was just a day trip.
Oh my goodness.
26 hours? Oh, good God.
26 hours.
I'd be tired. I can't stay for that long.
A lot of Red Bull, so much adrenaline. Because my friend Dragons had a photo shoot at 10 a.m. So we left at 3 o'clock in the morning, got there. Lay is losing his mind because he was already there when we had gotten there.
Oh, jeez. Like, I don't know how you guys got. No.
That's insane.
We are the group that will do anything to go to a con, unfortunately. But we left at 3 o'clock in the morning, got there by like 9, had the photo shoot at 10, and then we wandered around the con space for a good amount of time until like around like 7? Until like 7 p.m. The vendors hall was huge. There was so much to look at. All of the cosplayers there were super nice. The organization was kind of lacking when it came because it's very much like like a voice actor con. That's what brought in a lot of their money, and they are definitely a for-profit con, and it shows. They didn't really have a whole bunch of staff because I'm assuming they were mostly with the voice actors instead of like actively like handing out badges. Like they had us all line up. We held up our QR codes, scanned, got handed the badge, and then as soon as we entered in, I barely saw like any staff or security, which was a little bit alarming.
Ooh,
But
that's never a good thing for a con. Lack of staff or volunteers.
yeah, kind of concerning. I can't say too much about it because we were only there for one day and then drove all the way back home and got home at like 2 o'clock in the morning. So, but it was overall just like a really nice con. Everyone there was super friendly, so it was really nice. And then I went to Karanako Con, which unfortunately is no longer with us because they just can't afford it anymore because they are a non-profit con completely run by volunteers, which is really nice. Like, I have 2 friends who were on the board for KNC, which were really sad to see it go. And for me, Karanako Con's a really special con because it was the first one that I attended in 2019. And every year that I've went, it's felt nothing like home. Everyone there treats each other like their family. All of the volunteers get along really well together. It's just a really nice feeling con, and it feels a lot like home. Karanako Con, it's always amazingly run. You will never go to like Karanako Con without seeing a staff member somewhere, either running panels, running main events, or volunteers like sitting by doors, like checking badges and everything. It's just a really well-run con, and I'm very sad to see it gone. That unintentionally rhymed.
No, I've heard good things. I've heard nothing but good things about Karanako Con as well. Like compared to bigger cons, I've noticed like when it comes to the bigger cons, I'm sure anyone here can attest that with bigger cons, there's so many people and so little staff. So like I've heard stories where staff just up and just left a big con because of how overwhelming it got to them seeing so many attendees.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. And then for Kuro, I did the 18 plus lip sync in the intermediate category and ended up winning, and that was my very first solo lip sync that I've ever done. And I was so incredibly nervous because even though I do so many lip syncs, I have horrendous stage fright and I just black out and I don't remember anything that happens before or after or during.
Oh boy.
But
You're basically
nonetheless,
like in your own little world.
I am. I get possessed. The music starts and I'm gone. I don't remember anything.
I like stare into the stage light.
Also, I remember the Pedro lip sync, and I have to say, I was there during rehearsal as well, vibing the entire time. I was so happy. I was like, this is amazing. This is everything. Because everyone had such a good time. And then we did Spokane Anime Washington. And once again, since they were still starting up, the con staff wasn't really there. The vendors hall was super, super small this time around. Not really not a whole lot going on. I think, I don't really remember like what happened, but they just, like, the Spokane Convention Center can hold a lot more vendors, but with a whole bunch of the voice actors coming in, it kind of dwindled down the number of vendors that were able to come, and it was sad because as much as I love like meeting voice actors, I also want to see the art. And with how few vendors there were, it was a little bit disappointing. There wasn't a whole lot going on. I don't believe they had any panels going on either. And that's
Really?
always a little bit weird for me.
It doesn't feel like a con if there's, and I'm sure everyone can agree here. It doesn't feel like a con if there's lack of artists and vendors and lack of panels.
Yeah.
It just kind of felt empty. But it was nice because I got to meet Freeren's voice actor, which was really freaking cool. She's super sweet. And we had like a whole big talk about like what the show and like what it means to us. So that was actually just like a really great experience. And then to end off the con journey, we went down to KomoriCon, which is always outstanding in my mind. There's always so much going on, but it's not overwhelming. Like, none of like the main events really overlap with one another. It's really thought out. I always have a ton of fun. I have so many friends down in Portland, and a whole bunch of like my Washington buddies travel down. And it's always just really nice to reconnect. It's another con that is starting to feel like home, just from how many familiar faces I see, the events that I go to, and the events that I'm in, which I ended up doing the lip sync showdown that happens on Sunday. Me and my friend Dragons did Jinx and Vi to... Oh, why am I forgetting the song? Lay, help me out. What song did I perform?
Lovely.
Lovely by Billie Eilish.
Nice.
And
it fits with their characters.
it does. We did like a huge character analysis. We rewatched the show. A whole bunch of stuff went into it, and we actually ended up winning Judge's Choice from Heaven's Light Cosplay, who was just ecstatic to essentially watch a season 1 recap, like on stage. But
Nice.
KomoriCon's always just a wonderful con, and their lip sync community there is absolutely unmatched. Everyone there is always so nice, so supportive to one another. It's a competition, but no one treats it that way.
Well, as long as you're having fun, I think that's what really counts in the end when it comes to any type of competition for a convention.
Yeah. And that's all I did.
Well, it sounds like you had fun.
I did. It was my friends who made it a lot of fun, so.
Nice. Next up, Potato, how was your and Freya's con season last year, and what cons you go to and everything?
So we went to 3 different cons. I was still recovering from a medical procedure, so it's taken about a year for me to get over that. I went to, a lot of people don't know it, but it's actually through a game that I play called Second Life. They had a huge anime convention where you bring your characters in and you get to see like people do like BTS and G Dragon, and they do like performances from them, and it's all synced and animated. It's really cool. I'll have to show you a video. The detail that goes into all the animations and performance is amazing. Then me and Freya, we went to Rose City Comic Con for about a day. That was a lot of fun because I got to meet certain actors and things like that I wanted to meet because I followed 2 of my friends around because I had nothing better to do. And then we went to some panels and so on. And then we also went to KomoriCon. That was actually one of my nicest years because last year dealing with all my health problems and then coming into a year where I'm feeling so much better, I was able to do so much more. We got the Pacific Northwest Disability, Cosplayers with Disability. We got that panel going, which we're going to be doing it again next year. And then I did a lot of advocating for the ADA access at KomoriCon. So I helped out with a lot of that to improve it. So hopefully, with a lot of the suggestions that we got, that we may possibly get an interpreter for like ASL during main events and other things like that, which I'm hoping like as I go throughout my years with different cons that we do a little bit more on that. I went with my best friend who's also disabled, and we kind of just went all over the place between panels. I think like during that con, my favorite one was the Faku panel, and they did like trivia and stuff like that. So that was like one of my most favorite panels. And then we did the I don't know what it's called. It's like they no longer call it like the lingerie show, but it's still the lingerie.
The cosplay cabaret.
Cabaret, that's what it's called. Yeah,
That's
that
very
was
fancy.
it was one of the most inspiring panels I've ever been to because not only was there a mixture between like you got plus size people, you have people that aren't, you have disabled people, like everybody was in that whole entire show, and the performances were absolutely amazing. Like they had so much confidence, and I don't really have a lot of confidence, so I'm like sitting there like, oh my god, look at her go. And it was just like, when I go to KomoriCon, like KomoriCon's my favorite con. It was my first con. I started going to cons at 15 years old by myself, and so it has like a little soft spot. But to watch it grow from being at a tiny little hotel all the way up to like where it's at now, there are challenges that we've changes since the pandemic and things that have happened. But watching it like come out of that and seeing how much they're doing more and more and more, it's just starting to feel like more home again, because the last couple of years did not feel the same, but now it's starting to feel that way. So I'm starting to really enjoy going back into doing all that. And that's what's kind of building up my confidence of bringing in the Pacific Northwest cosplayers with disabilities and kind of doing my thing.
I'm sure Freya did a really good job as well. No, you're fine. I'm sure Freya did a really good job being with you as well.
Oh yeah, she's improved. So Freya's going to be 3 in February. She did absolutely amazing during the cons, and I also got to meet the voice actor of Baritol, who also voice acts Sanzo from Sayuki, which is one of my favorite animes, and that was like one of the best experiences I've ever had. And I was just like, oh my god. I wanted to ask him to marry me, but that was too inappropriate to do. I love him so much. Like,
Oh,
Real
man.
though.
Like I'm constantly putting in like suggested, like I put him as a suggested voice actor for guest appearance, and now this year for this upcoming year, I keep putting Bakugo's voice actor in because I have a little obsession.
Oh yeah, you're
So
you're
hopefully-
giant. You're basically your wall shrine to everyone's favorite angry, fiery gremlin.
That is the wall shrine. That is nothing but Bakugo right behind.
The
Him.
wall shrine.
That's some serious dedication, and I love it.
I mean, we all. I think it's safe to say we all have that one area in our like our places where it's dedicated to just like specific animes.
No,
Oh yeah.
it's like
I'm
it's
staring
a-
at my shrine on my desk right now, so
Oh.
I love that. That's fantastic.
You should see the Megumi shrine from Jujutsu Kaisen. Like that's on the other side.
Oh,
And
boy.
during KomoriCon, I was actually there's this figure that I've been wanting, and during like KomoriCon, I always tell my friends, if you see this, let me know. Tell me where it's at. It took me 3 hours to find the vendor because I have autism, so my brain is just always constantly like, oh, what's that? Or like, oh, okay, now I'm lost. Now I'm overwhelmed. Where are we going? Finally found him, and he was like, oh yeah, we're selling it for $260. And I was like, oh, okay. So I left. And I was like, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to do this? I come back and he marked it down to $160. Yeah, I came back like 4 times. I
Serious
came back
luck.
4 times. And I kept debating and debating and debating. And he goes, you know what? I'll do it for $160. I'm like, oh. And it's like the best. It's wait. Let me grab it. Hold on.
I mean, I think it's safe to say
Yeah, I wanna see this.
when we go to a convention that if it's in the triple digits, you kind of like debate if it's in the double digits. Like, okay, it's doable, but like,
Get bankrupt.
So like, I cosplayed Megumi, and in 2023, I was the only Megumi during the photo shoot. And the best part is I have Freya, so I can have like one of his Shikigami. But look at this.
Aww.
oh,
Oh yeah,
that's
I,
definitely worth the
pretty.
160.
that's such a good figure.
This is like it's because the dog. It's the dog, I
Oh
swear.
yeah.
But like, yeah,
the
just
dog makes it
having yeah, and just having the experience of how kind all the vendors are, and like everybody in Artist Alley and stuff. It's just, I love KomoriCon. It's such a thing.
No,
But
my
yeah,
my
that's
experience
where my
with
con
artists
went.
and vendors is always nice. I definitely have to say this. I'm not being biased or anything, but I definitely say the artists definitely make the con a much fun experience.
It actually it really does, because like half the art on my wall is all from Artist Alleys. I like I'll see like wall scrolls and posters. There is one artist that does the digital, and I actually, when they were there last year, I bought like a whole bunch of art from them. So I support my artists.
Oh yeah, no, definitely agree. Lay, how many cons did you go to in 2024, and what cons were they, and everything?
Yeah, I was counting earlier, so I was like, oh crap. I went to 6, and then plus the little fundraiser thing for KuroNekoCon that Koi was talking about. Yeah, so I'll try to keep this brief.
God.
Yeah, I don't know how I pulled that off, honestly.
No,
I give props to cosplayers and people who can go to multiple cons in a year, because like I can't do that. I would be dead inside.
Yeah, like to me, it's just like a very important, like it's where I can just thrive and stuff, and so it's important to me to like get out places and do
Oh, yeah,
that.
no,
And so I
that's
kind of
fair.
prioritize that.
where your people are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's the vibes, it's the energy, the people, like everything. So it's yeah. So I was fortunate enough to go to 6 plus the little fundraiser thing. And yeah, so I'll just start off with the 2 AWOL ones, Anime Washington and Puyallup, and then the one in Spokane. The Puyallup one definitely seemed more like put together. They had a lot of voice actors and stuff. It seemed like they were prioritizing that. And so but it's new, and so we wanted to check it out. It's another local one. It it definitely seemed put together as well. Um, I got to go for both days, unlike Coy, uh, who made that trip. They made that trip, but I went with a few other folks, and one thing about it was like the convention center. I always have like a bit of an issue when they are really strict on like not allowing food and water in from the outside because it's expensive and some people need that to survive. And
Oh no, I
so
agree. Food's
yeah.
important for a con.
And so I just have a funny story of like the people I went with and I like we smuggled in a bunch of fruit snacks. And so we went through security, like with them checking, and it was slick as hell. So I'll
A criminal. A criminal.
I'll confess to that crime that we committed there. But yeah,
We
so
won't tattle.
yeah,
No.
I mean, I've done the same thing at Lilac City, so I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
say much.
yeah,
No. Sometimes you have to bring in food because no one wants to pay $10 for
yeah.
a burger and like $10 for fries when you can get like both like no,
Exactly.
I get
Bro,
it.
Plus, like,
I just found out in like 100% everything too, and like most of the time they don't even have something I can eat.
yeah.
Yeah, Fan X
So
is strict about it. I have celiac disease, so anything at a con I can't have. So I need my own snacks.
exactly. Some
Yeah,
people like it's just yeah. So that always gets me. I get kind of
yeah, I'm allergic to wheat, corn, rye, eggs, milk, nuts.
oh yeah,
I've had a lot of
car
Yeah.
food is
textures.
not
That's not everything either.
it's not going to cater to everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, so and then they announced they were doing the Spokane one, I think later, and it was probably just like a coming off from the Puyallup one of, oh hey, we can do another one, let's test it out over here. And so I did go to that one too. Like Coy said, it was a little bit more empty. Still got to meet some voice actors and stuff, but yeah, it was just kind of fun to hang around and it being a bit more local, like to me and stuff. And then yeah. Typically I go to like Katsucon and stuff, and so I was kind of sad that I wasn't able to make it this past year there, because I have a lot of friends over on that side. But I went to Emerald City. I really like Emerald City as like a Comic-Con. Uh, it has like in comparison to Anime Con vibes, it kind of falls in line a little bit more than other like Comic Cons do, and so
Is
it's
that
still
one
like pretty fun to me. Huh?
is that one run pretty well?
I would say it's yeah. I think like from what I'm aware of, I've only started going to cons and stuff like
That con's been
after
on the list
lockdowns a lot.
forever. That's why I ask. It's like, is it worth going to?
Yeah, I'm actually gonna be going again this year, so I'll be doing some comparisons, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah. I would say it's honestly even. Mm, never mind. I don't know. In comparison with like Sakura Con, it's probably it's hard with the two buildings. Like the two build. Oh my god, there are some issues. Definitely, there are definitely issues. Um, but the vibes are what I'm going for with like Emerald City and stuff, and it's pretty good. It's just like another opportunity to see people and cosplay and do all this stuff. But yeah, so I had fun there. And then yeah, Soccer Con pretty soon afterwards. Was able to go with friends as well and see some people that I only get to like once a year. So that was fun. It's always super busy during that time for me because again I have a lot of different like people that I'm seeing and stuff like that. They always have stuff going on. Um, let's see, and then yeah, the fundraiser that Chloe was talking about for CoronaCon, um, it was just fun. It was like super local. Got to see friends and dance around, and it was just like a little thing. So that was good, and being able to fundraise for CoronaCon, where like that's another con that I hold really close to my heart because it was one, like a local con to me that, you know, I've been able to explore a little bit. And then two, like a place where I got to meet like some of my best friends. And so yeah, it just is special to me, and I'm so sad that they're gone now. But yeah. But jumping over onto that one, um, yeah, it's basically like a family, it feels like, even though I've only been twice, like it was just it's really close knit, everyone's super kind. It's just like everyone's there with like the passion for it. There's no like, I don't know, like ego involved at all. And there I got to be involved in the 18 plus lip sync. I performed in it with my friend Butterscotch Bunny, and we did Set in Aphelios, and we did the beginners category and actually won that one. That was a thrill. Yeah, it was very 18 plus. And yeah, it was my second ever like lip sync. And I don't know, it was fun, and yeah, it was good. It was good. Yeah, and everyone is just super nice with like the lip sync community. Like it's just another place where, you know, it feels like family, and everyone's so supportive, and it's cool.
Nice.
And then let's see, Kumo. I went to Kumo. God, Kumo is also another one where lots of friends there, more like, again, I'll bring up just like family oriented and stuff, like just a lot of cool faces and like passion there and everything. Also did an 18 plus lip sync in that one with my friend Peachaboo Cosplay. We performed as Vanitas and Noe from the case study of Vanitas, and it was just such a good, like, we were so proud of it, and just like everyone that was involved in the production and like just the show was just amazing. We managed to win our category of our intermediate one, and the amount of people that we got to influence to watch the show afterwards was really cool. And yeah, I think
It's actually a really good performance.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
it was
you.
really.
We worked so hard on it, and we are actually insane about the show. So if you get me started talking about it, I will not stop yet. But, yeah.
The reason why I lost my voice that night. And legit in any video, and I feel so bad. You can hear me and Butterscotch Bunny harmonizing in our screams, and you can tell exactly who it is.
I think honestly, like in being able to post it online and like not have the song copyrighted because your screams were so loud over the music, like like I thank that, because like TikTok, for example, I was able to post it because of that. So
Hey,
thanks.
listen, I just love my friends. I'm crazy.
Nothing wrong with supporting your friends
Just
when
say
it comes
it's
to
Yeah,
them
we
entering.
got that. We got that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now finally, Mutt, what? How many cons did you go to last year, and what cons were they, and what were they like for you?
Well, I was also sitting here trying to count them, and it's kind of a stupid number, but it's 17.
Wait, how many?
What did you just say?
17.
Did you say 7
I
or
had to
17?
sit down and write a little
17?
list. It's just
Did
filled.
you say 17?
17.
Well, I think it's safe to say you have us all beat then.
Oh
Someone
my
get
What
Mutt an
I
award.
aspire to be.
Oh
Okay,
man, so seriously,
Nice.
someone give Mutt an award for going to 17. Like, what is this?
well, for the record,
Jesus, that's a lot.
I also am a mixed media artist, so I do also apply for Artist Alley, and then I also will be invited by friends who get into events, and so then I like go help at the booth and stuff. And then I also started this year volunteering for Mahu Photo, so like
Ooh.
it's kind of, it's not just like I just go to cons. It's like, no, I kind of like go and work too. So
Well, you bust your ass, which I commend.
Yeah, no, because I was sitting here, I was like, that can't be right, and then I kept like realizing, I'm like, oh wait, I went to that one. Oh wait, I also went to that one. Shoot, and then you guys were saying, oh, I was also there.
Oh,
So
Awesome though.
yeah, I feel lucky that I get to go do these things. But yeah, most of it is definitely like kind of more work related than it is just going to an event and hanging out. So yeah, don't feel bad if you don't go to 17 a year, because I'm actually like, that's kind of, again, a stupid number. But yeah, I was supposed to go to anime, what was it? No, Fan Expo Portland last year, but then the snowstorm hit, so we didn't go to that, obviously. I'll just go through the list real quick. I did go to Anime Washington when I was in Tacoma. That was okay. It was way too much of a thing for the venue. So that was kind of the only criticism I really had about it, was that it was just such a small convention center for how many people ended up being there.
yeah, the same people who run the Washington Gaming and the SummerCon.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
And the only other thing I could complain about, but that's also because I'm an artist and I like kind of hold those morals, was the communication for people in Artist Alley was not super great either. So, kind of just like, being there was okay, but, definitely, again, it was way too small and a little bit of a mess, but they changed venues, so obviously it's going to hopefully be better. I went to SoccerCon, and that one I just hung out at, so I didn't actually work that one, but similar issues with accessibility, walking a lot between buildings, and there was construction all over the sidewalk too. So there was a lot of us, like our group, having to like either, wait for other people to show up and just be like, do we even want to go to the other building right now? Or are we all just are we too tired? Or also just, we ended up kind of becoming, I don't want to say like a taxi service or anything, but like the amount of people that had wheelchairs that we were also helping kind of push up the sidewalks a bit to get to the other buildings was a little much.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't mind helping, but it definitely was like, ooh, you guys did not think about this or make any type of maybe attempt between the buildings, So that was kind of rough to see, because I've also been to cons where people can't even, absolutely cannot enjoy the con because the aisles aren't big enough and things like that. So
I felt bad for them in 2023 with the rain. People walking back and forth towards the rain during SoccerCon.
Yeah, it was whatever. And we went the year before too, in the same situation. I don't know what really was fixed at all, if anything, about that. But yeah, I just know that I don't want to go to SoccerCon again, just because I'm like, I have chronic pain. I can still go and do stuff, but it's like, if I'm walking like that, I'm definitely like really, really in pain at the end of the day. So
it takes a toll on your body, and it's,
Yeah,
One thing,
you want to walk the con floor, but you want to walk the city floor too. I'm just like, no, good.
One thing that was hard for me to say, like Mark's son, that we're like actually in the arts building, and then it would say in the building, in the summit building, and it's like going back and forth, and you're like,
It was rough. And the way they had Artist Alley laid out, where it was between two floors in, the Tacoma lobby, and then I can't remember the other levels' names, but it was just like so confusing, because most of us didn't even know there was a second part to Artist Alley. So there was also
that's on the con, not telling artists, hey, this is where this is at, this is where this is at, or like here's a map or something. That's not on the artist, that's on the con. At that point, that's on the con.
The map. I was like, every time I asked somebody where something was, they're like, oh, you need to get the app, and I'm like,
oh, I hate that.
Can we have one or two huge things printed out so people can take a photo or something? Because like, not everyone has room on their phone for a whole new app. not everyone's comfortable using an app that they don't use every day.
Not to
And then
mention
also,
internet
like,
service
is it
at cons
updated?
freaking
Is there
suck.
bugs? Like,
Yeah, FanX is that way, and so they started putting like the huge poster boards of the map so people could take pictures. It's like nobody's gonna want to be on their phone looking for whatever they need to find.
Or have a QR code for the map or something. No,
Yeah.
I agree with you.
yeah.
Like,
Because
I
you're
feel
going
bad for you
between two
guys.
buildings. I have quite a few friends. I'm one of the only friends that has like a mental compass. So I'm having to direct everybody where we're going. And it's
Yeah, I
just
definitely need a paper guidebook.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know a lot of conventions are using guidebook now,
yeah,
and like
Yeah.
KomoriCon had the whole map on there and stuff. So you can
Yeah.
always, if you come up with like an idea or you have a run with a con, you guys can always contact their support and throw them at what's going on and how you felt about it, and
Mhm.
they'll be like, "Oh, we need to fix this."
Yeah. I didn't have the artist alley feedback form. My friends did, but I definitely was like, would you just put a little note in there? Because yeah, it's a lot, especially like I can't see super far. And so if anything's on the phone and it's a map and having to zoom in a lot, it's hard for me. And you're wearing contacts too if you're in cosplay and you just super can't see. So, it's just there's a lot of issues I have with SoccerCon in that sense. But like content wise and like what's actually happening, it's like, yeah, that's a pretty legit con. Is it worth $100 for a badge right off the top? I don't think so, but
No, but those are genuine concerns. Like if a con is lacking in information, not saying any names, but I feel like it's not on like you have people asking and the con really doesn't answer. So like when you get there, it's like, but where the hell do I go?
yeah.
Yeah, you
We
kind of need
honestly stay
Contacts
most
are
artist alley.
crazy too.
So,
slightly
Like,
before.
I think my first soccer con, it was like $40 or $45 for the whole weekend, and then like I think my first Komori con was like $5 or $35 the whole weekend.
yeah. No. It's definitely a big con and it does need, obviously things need funding to work and stuff, but it's very rough when especially 2 years in a row not a lot got fixed. So
SoccerCon, if you're watching this, please listen.
And my mom misses the day passes at SoccerCon. They did do day passes at KomoriCon this year, but SoccerCon used to do day passes a long time ago. Like my mom, like it's a lot harder for her sometimes to get time off like beforehand. So
yeah.
if they offer more day passes, a lot more people will be able to come.
Yeah. But yeah, SoccerCon, we had fun. Sometimes you go to a con and you realize what it is and you just have to like make the fun for yourself, which honestly, if you have a good group of people with you, then that's pretty easy to do. So I want to say like 80% of the time we were outside taking photos, and then the rest of the time we were there, we were mostly in artist alley. So just also because we knew that building a lot better. So, but yeah, whatever. It's SoccerCon. Hopefully they, work on stuff. Oh, and then I went to Mid Valley, which was okay. The coordinator's pretty cool. We did cosplay a bit, but I don't know. It's not quite there yet as far as traffic, but also in the sense that it's happening when Ren Fair is about to happen, and the year before it was actually happening the first weekend of Ren Fair, so like nobody was really there. So yeah, it's not a horrible event. It's just one of those things where you're like, oh man, this is like maybe not the best time, or it's just something that needs to like get some more wind under its wings or whatever. So
it also depends on when they can get the building too.
Yeah,
it
so
doesn't help that.
Yeah. It just, if you're a coordinator, it depends on so many variables. So, I don't really blame the organization of it so much as just like, wishing things were a little more easier for that con to like actually kind of blossom. But yeah, and then I was a guest at Beaver State, and that was that was a road trip and a half.
I remember you telling me about it too.
Yeah. It's ran by the same people from Annie Medford. And so I think Beaver State this last year was its first year out there. Does that sound right? Second year? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, the venue itself is really cool. It is the only thing that's kind of happening out there for sure. But it brought a pretty big crowd in, so that was fun. And that was the first time I was a guest and got to judge the cosplay contest, so that was fun. But yeah, honestly, I don't remember much of that trip because it was also really hot. So I was like, I'm just here doing our best. So,
that's all you can do.
I'm like, I'm here. You want to talk about cosplay? Here I am. And then I went to Chibi Chibi Con. I was in Artist Alley for that one. That is honestly my favorite con ever. I really prefer the smaller cons because you get to actually interact with people, especially as an artist. The big issue, which I think was just the elephant in the room, was honestly that entire team was brand new to running that con.
Oh, they were.
So there were a couple issues that were very obvious when you got there. Artist Alley aisles were, I want to say, maybe 6 feet wide. And so again, with accessibility and just traffic, it was really hard for people to walk around.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
If you're like in a wheelchair or a walker, you have a service animal with you.
Yeah, there were definitely, I will say, the environment of that con and the atmosphere is really good. There's a lot of people there just to have a good time and hang out. It's also free, so it's really nice for people to actually be able to go. So you did have a lot of people kind of helping each other out. So they would be watching out. Oh, you have someone behind you that's trying to get by you, and so there was a lot more awareness of the space. So there was that at least going on, but as someone who used to coordinate, I'm like, there needs to be 16 feet between the fronts of the booths, please. Because it was like passing period during high school. I was like, we can't walk.
No, it's like a can of sardines at that point. You're just
yeah, and it was kind of odd too because they had huge side kind of aisles. I want to say 15 yards of feet between the walls and the beginning of Artist Alley tables. So it was a really awkward sense of how they use the space. But again, that is a whole new team that started last year. Nobody from before was there to help out. So, it's understandable. It's not perfect. I'm really hoping that this next year they'll be, doing better. But I've talked to the Artist Alley coordinator a couple of times, and they seem really, responsive to things and taking feedback. So that's promising at least. But we had a good time there. It's, again, my favorite con just because there's not really it's not teeny tiny, and then it's not humongous. And it's just, the vibe is just great. The vibes, they're so good. And then what else? Oh my goodness, this list is so long. Hold on.
if you want to skip some of them, you can.
I will say, 3 of these though were pop-ups, so they weren't necessarily huge cons, but they were definitely basically just Artist Alley. We went to one called Books with Pictures, and it's a little story, or what is it? A little bookshop that runs a street fair once a year. Okay. So that was a nice little thing to go to. It rained like crazy and flooded and knocked over a bunch of people's stuff, but it was fun besides that. And then I went to Kuroneko this last year too. That was heartbreaking because besides Chibi, Kuroneko is also one of my favorites. And talking with one of the coordinators at a different con, I was just like, what happened? Why are you guys stopping? We're going to miss you. And they're just we just, funding, and it's all volunteer ran, and, there's just not enough, momentum behind it. And I'm like, I get that, but, I'm like, well, we'll miss you. Again, another good con to go to. The first year I ever went was I want to say 2018-ish or 2019. And
Wow.
that was amazing. Like, that was a really cool year to be there. And then, yeah, after COVID, this last year we went and I was like, oh no, like this is, yeah, really sad. But, you know, they did their best. We'll always remember Crow and Echo. And then I went to WasabiCon.
Oh boy!
I think if anyone's familiar with WasabiCon, I think if you know, you know. I had my fair share of talking with them on their Instagram, and it was not pleasant.
Yeah.
That's all
I just looked at the list and was like, oh, and then I went to this one. Anyway.
Going from a great con to that.
It was rough. I already had an issue with that con and actually hadn't gone for a bit because I was not agreeing with the organizers already. Mostly the one who we shall not name. But
you know.
I went with a friend because she got a booth to help her out, and we were both just like, oh my god, like people are getting like overheated, and
oh no,
it's just, you know,
Good old Dungeon Con.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my goodness, like the list keeps going on about this one, but
is that the one that was in like a garage?
Yeah. So I survived WasabiCon. Anyway.
Moving on.
And then me and my friend went to Anime Impulse that was in Phoenix, and that was really interesting. That was my first out of the PNW West Coast area con. It was interesting. It was a mix. I didn't realize this till we were there, but it was a mix of a Comic-Con, which was Anime Impulse, and then they had a K-pop event also happening, and like a sneaker and cars event also happening, but they were all under the same event.
Oh boy.
Really?
All happening at the same time.
Sounds like there's like
Weird.
multiple things to do with that thing.
It was interesting because I was sitting there and, you know, you're watching the crowd and you're just like, oh man, there's a lot of like, and I don't mean this in a rude way, but I'm like, there's a lot of like bros. Like all of a sudden there would be like waves of like, you know, the sneaker dudes and stuff. And then there would be a wave of like kind of, you know, more K-pop people. And I'm just like, what is going on? And I didn't realize until literally like my friend was like, so did you know there's 3 cons kind of happening at once right now? And I was like, no.
Con, you got a K-pop event, you got an expo going on.
Yeah,
all on the same roof, like.
It was a lot. I was like, I don't know. Like, I can see where the idea of trying to have all of those audiences together to have one event and call it good kind of makes sense, but it was very different. It was more just like, what's happening? Oh, and then you start realizing like why there's like these waves of different kind of like audiences walking through, and you know, it was interesting. I definitely would say that con we had an all right time, but I do feel bad for the people attending it because from what I gathered, the con itself didn't listen too much to the convention center about it being in Phoenix, Arizona, which every morning we were there. Yeah.
Good old triple-digit weather.
Yep. By 10 a.m. it was over 100, and you have people waiting inside in line in cosplay.
No, thank you.
God, always do your research.
It's like the cons in Las Vegas. It's like 120 degrees. It's like, nope, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Always do your research when traveling to a con, especially the weather, so you can like coordinate your cosplay so you're not like either too cold or too hot, and next thing you know, you're like, well, can't go Sailor Moon today.
Yeah, no, it was again different, but I'm also sitting here and I'm like really concerned because that's something, again, like if you're gonna host an event for people, you have to put the very easy numbers together of people in cosplay waiting outside for hours to get into the building. It's in Arizona. Like
I've never been to Arizona, but I know to that it's, you know, I agree with you. Like the con should have coordinated better.
Yeah. By the next day, they had I will say it was definitely like a 180 because they were like, okay, there's water stations everywhere, like outside. And they had people coming in at least into the main, I want to say like foyer of the convention center to wait instead of outside.
Oh, good.
So like
They
they were
realized,
like, oh,
wait.
whoops. So,
They realized, oh wait, we done goofed. We want people to actually come to this, not
pass out outside.
yeah, I
Yeah.
think there was like 6 ambulances were called the first day.
Gosh.
Yeah, part of the other issue is, which I'm just going to say this so that also as a cosplayer, people attending you like are aware of this. When you come from extremely hot to extremely cold, something that can happen is you throw up. So just because the temperature
climate change.
Yeah, so people who were eventually able to come in on that first day were also like kind of just collapsing once they got in because of the temperature change. So just think about those things if you're going to places.
Hope you didn't get sick due to the climate change.
No, we were happy in Artist Alley with the AC and just chilling. In the first like hour, nobody was there, and we were just like, "Huh, what's going on?" And all of a sudden, people started coming in, and they all looked done, and we were like, "What's going on?" And then we realized it's because everyone was like getting sick outside, and so yeah, just fun little things.
Heat exhaustion is a thing.
Yeah, so drink your water, guys. Have your snacks. But yeah, so besides that, it was a pretty decent con. It was an interesting experience again because like I've only ever gone to West Coast and Pacific Northwest events, so it was just good to kind of experience a different like culture of it. But yeah, and then we went to Anime Washington in Spokane, so that was also stacked with voice actors. It's like 30 plus has been voice actors, and then kind of an artist alley and kind of a vendors area. So I don't know. It was whatever. But and then went to Annie Medford, as you know. So I was also a guest and judge for that one too. That one was interesting. I had to do a lot of running around, but
I remember seeing you just like, where's Mutt? Oh, there they are. Oh,
yeah,
there they are.
holding I was in my Sheikah link and I was trying to run back to the booth to go get like the forms and stuff because all of a sudden people like lined up and I was like, oh gosh, we don't have any of their forms over here. I'm like holding on
right.
to
the forms are at your booth. I remember seeing that sitting next to you, just trying to help you to convince people to sign up because oh my god.
Yeah,
So
it was
a very
hectic.
short. It was not a whole lot of adult cosplayers. I was kind of sad to see.
Yeah, it wasn't planned for me to be like the main sign up person, but it was also good in a way where I got to hear a lot of people's feedback about like specifically the contest and like what people were like suggesting or hoping for. So me and the organizers for it are in communication about trying to fix some things. So at least there's that. So this next year will be fun.
I just want more adults to sign up now that also we have the non-maid category.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like going to that event. Like it's another nice small con. I like that they're in an actual like building now.
Thank God. Rogax, thank God. AC!
Yeah.
It's not OvenCon 2023 at the Expo in Central Point. Oh God. That was during fire season. That was during fire season too.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that's right. I totally forgot about that. But yeah, another good con to go to. There's a lot of people just happy to hang out and talk to each other, and it's good because again, it's not super crowded, and you can actually interact and talk to people and not feel super stressed out. So that's a good one. And then I went to Rose City, where I was helping with 2 different booths. I was helping women in animation, who my friends volunteers through, and so I helped her kind of set up like a mini artist alley shop in the exhibitors area, so that was cool. And then that was the first time I volunteered for Maho Photo, so which was super, super fun to finally, like, you know, get to just take people's photos and
Really good photos, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Not just saying that. I've seen the photos, and they're really good photos. Like, highly recommend getting your photos taken by them.
Yeah, no, I have fun with it. It's definitely easier for me to be taking the photos than it is for people to take pictures of me. Mostly because I'll be there and I'm like, oh, hi, I'm here, and like that's kind of it. Like I don't. I'm like, I want to show you off. Don't show me off. Yeah, Rose City was, again, that's a huge con. I used to work for it before it got to, I want to, like 50,000 people at least now over the weekend. It's huge. I think I was going there when it was, I want to say 2,000-ish people when it kind of first started. So it's maybe in the opposite way of KimuraCon, at least for me, is like, I'm like, oh, it's too big for its britches now. But it also changed a lot of ownership, and that's another one that's definitely a for-profit experience. I'll put it that way. But yeah, it was nice to just go and help out and take pictures and, you know, have artists set up and do cool things. So that was nice. This wasn't a con, but it was still fun, and I highly recommend it. We went to the Final Fantasy Symphony.
Lucky.
Yeah, and we cosplayed for it, and let me tell you guys, that's an experience to be around like the ratio of cosplayers to like regular symphony goers.
I was so bummed when I saw that on Facebook. Like, I want to go. When is it? Oh, where is it? Damn it.
Yeah. So it was really fun. It was definitely a trip though, because so me and my friends dressed as the Turks, and we showed up after everyone had already kind of lined up for will call and for, you know, tickets. And we showed up, and I'm still so embarrassed about this. We walked up, people were like, oh, hey, it's Reno and Sen and Rude, and like, you know, we're like, oh, hi, and people are taking pictures, and we saw our friends in line, and so we went to talk to them, and we're just like, do you know where we like check in to like if this is a will call line or if we go to the other one? She was like, oh, you should go ask them because we already have our tickets. We don't know where you guys would go. And so we walked all the way to the ticket counter and we're like, hey, we're just here to like, you know, get our tickets. And he's like, oh, well, actually, you know what? They're about to open the doors. And so they just let us walk in. And so it looks, it looked like we had shown up, didn't want to be in line, and then just got to go in before anybody else. And then we also had like second row tickets. And so when we got in, we were like up front, and it was just like, I was like, no, we're not actually like this special, because there were people who were just like, oh, they just got to go in. And I was like, it's not like that. So it was fun though. Like a lot of people, there was a lot more cosplaying than I was expecting, but
I mean, it's Final Fantasy. What do you expect?
yeah, I don't recommend though if you're wearing contacts to sit in the front row of one of those, because we were looking basically at the air vents and they were just drying out our eyes. So it was really fun though. I definitely recommend going to some sort of symphony and like cosplaying as like, you know, because I know there's the Zelda ones too, and there's a One Piece one that we're gonna go to next month after. I can't remember. But yeah.
I'll definitely want to go to the One Piece one, especially with the cosplay.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's a different crowd. It's interesting to see like older symphony goers that are just like, oh, these neat kids are dressing up. You know? So it was cool. But yeah, and then I went to KimuraCon, and which I mean you guys already talked about, and I pretty much agree with most of it. I will say though, it's nice to know that Potato was like helping advise, because that was the number one thing I noticed was the accessibility changes. I was like, they figured it out finally. So
yeah, they had a really good team in the ADA coordination this year. So
yeah, no, it was definitely noticed by many. So My
Definitely a
only
theme going on
issue
here with
with it was the
KimoriCon.
layout for Artist Alley. It was a little disorientating because it was kind of like a weird L, and then registration was right there, so a lot of people couldn't actually visually see which door was what as far as leaving or getting out. And so a lot of people were like, I don't know which way we're facing. And I was like, me neither. And I used to work here. Like, I have no idea where I'm looking. So
Yeah, the
yeah.
weird dark and state.
Yeah.
I agree on that one. Every time I enter the artist alley, I was like, what side am I on? Where am I at? What is going on?
Yeah.
Well,
Or when
felt-
people were
that's
like,
how I
oh, we're
felt
at
in
this booth,
2023.
we're like on, this lane, but because it's an L, it's like, which part of that number are
You
we
feel
at?
the score up.
Mm-hmm. It was, I love the registration was like its own little, circus tent area, but it was also kind of in the way of actually seeing like where things were. So, that was the only thing.
And like the staff break room that you can see through the window down into the registration and the artist alley. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, just like watching a bunch of like, mice going through the maze.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like powerful.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like the
Watch this struggle. Lots of people just literally like looking in circles.
Oh,
But yeah,
God.
no, it was pretty good. And that was the first time too that I had really gone to a con. And I also volunteered for Maho at that con, but I got Saturday off, and that was the first time that I really like tried to enjoy a con that I wasn't necessarily working at. Like I had never gone to like any events basically, even though I've worked at a bunch of events. Like I never got to, I went to cosplay chess for the first time to watch a friend play, and that was really cool. I was like, oh my God, this is dumb. I love it. I went to the cosplay contest, which I've never been to a big cosplay contest, so that was kind of cool to watch. We also did a panel where they were doing live drawings of cosplayers, and I went with another friend, and we were I want to say we were there for like at least a half hour because you have to stand the whole time, and so that's a little hard, but it was really cool because we both had pretty detailed cosplays on. So to watch people draw, like I think they got a minute first, and then 5 minutes, and then 10 and 15 and so on. But to watch the growth of like a little stick figure to like a more detailed drawing, it was really cool. So I definitely thought that was fun. And then yeah, we went to the rave. Pretty lights, loved it. I think they played the Meow mix as like a techno mix, and it was like I was cracking up. I was like, they really playing this? Okay, exactly.
Nice.
But yeah, that was a nice con. That was a good weekend. And then I don't know. Oh, and then yeah, we went to Mary Curry, which is by Umi Events, which I'm semi-advising and helping with, just because it's a new smaller con, so just trying to help them not be the other cons we mentioned earlier. So
We don't.
They were actually really organized. Like that was literally right down the road from my house.
Me too.
And yeah, it was advertised, and where they had it at and everything was set up. It was such a nice, easy setup and spaced out so well. And like everyone was like super chill. Like my brother went with me, and he has a lot of problems himself, and he just walked through that and just did what his little thing, and that made him like, he said it was the most comfortable little con that he's ever been to for him. So it was a nice little.
I'll make sure they know or watch this video, because I mean that was one of the big things I was talking to them, because I was on the team for the last year of AwajiCon, and that was one of the saddest things I've ever seen with my own eyes as far as like, yeah, the space of it. So that was like one of the main things I talked to them about. I was like, if you know how much space you have, make sure there's this and this as far as, again, so people can walk through and all that. So I'm glad they, like when I first walked in, because I had a booth at that event, I was like, oh my God, they listened. We love them. You could just tell that they were like taking it very seriously, and art also continuing to do so. So I'm excited for their next one. But yeah, did that, and then we don't have to talk about KisuCon, but I also went to that.
No. We
don't need to talk about it. But I was
no, we don't need to talk about Bruno. No.
Spanish from this conversation. Man,
Yeah.
You say that, and you're making me so curious.
We can talk
Oh,
for hours.
it'll be an off the record type of thing.
Probably just not on this channel.
Anyway,
yeah, moving on.
now on to the second part of what this channel is about. We're going to talk about the cosplays you've done real quick here because we got a lot of us today going on, and then we'll try to end it as quickly as we can afterwards. Pink Devil, what were the cosplays you did, or what was some of your favorite cosplays for 2024? Just like list them
Okay.
down.
My favorite cosplay just has to be Kenjaku because it's just so comfortable and easy to wear. Though I did have like a costume function at that I forgot about. My like skirt like zipper like broke. I didn't know what to do. Not have zipper at the I did not have zippers at the costume repair, and there's a really old lady working there, and she's like, you know what she would do back in the day? They just put a couple ties on it. And I did that. She didn't like that because it's so easier, so nicer. uh, and I had to think of what other cosplays I've done this year. Mostly Jujutsu Kaisen. This year was definitely my I'm gonna be comfortable year. I did Rizuku from My Dress Up Darling. Did that at Sakucon. It was really fun. Loved it. I was a little scared because I don't actually wear something so revealing because it was kind of like a bikini, a little bit more coverage, but but I don't know. I love like the wigs recently. I just cosplayed Denshin Cho from the Scum Villain, and it's really funny for me because I get to goof off. I'm working on outfits, and I'm helping my grandma, and I'm helping my friends. So it's been kind of a crazy time for me this past couple months. But yeah, definitely like comfort this year has definitely been my lazy year. I people are like, "Are you staffing in costume?" And I was like, because I feel like I'm just wearing like pants and a shirt. So like in previous years I've done like a lot more like Genshin Impact and stuff that has like all the accessories, and it can be tedious to put on like multiple layers, multiple garments. I did Fizzerolti from the Hell of a Boss, a couple other hotel cosplays, but I've been like selling them honestly just because it's like so many pieces. They're really hot. Oh, Fizzerolti is kind of just like a dress and a hat and pants, so way easier. No things or anything like that. I guess that's most of my 2024.
Very nice. Sam, what were some of your favorite cosplays for 2024 that you did?
Ooh. I really liked Rogue. That's been my favorite. As far as superheroes go, because I started doing a lot of princess things. And last year alone, I had 4 Elsa costumes. I had to replace one because one I didn't know couldn't be washed in the washing machine, and it ruined the whole dress. So I've been slowly over time adding the sequences back on in like tiny increments. So I just like bought a new dress in the meantime. And then I have an Anna and I had a new Belle. And then I did a Stephanie Brown cosplay as her spoiler.
Ooh, nice. Is that the one with the where she wears it's like she has a mask over her face and the purple hood?
Yeah.
Nice.
Mine's slightly different because it's armored because I used an old Nightwing chest piece for her. So
Nice. It's a really well done spoiler too. For anyone who's not familiar, spoiler is part of the Bat family in the Batman comics.
Yep. One person at FanX knew who that was. Just one. But it's like, that's okay. Because at least some
Highly nice.
I love
Highly-
recycling. So,
And then Miss
Nothing wrong with
Martian
them likely.
the most comfortable one. So I really
Wait,
like
the what? What the what one?
Miss Martian.
Oh, began. Nice. Very nice.
I think that's all of them. I think I might be missing a lot. Oh yeah, the Green Lantern. I finally got to do Jessica Cruz.
Nice. Koi, what were some of your favorite cosplays you got to do this year?
Oh boy, I cosplayed so much. Jinx is definitely up there from Arcane because I just love her. I love the show. I love everything to do with it. And it has a lot of good memories tied to it as well. Because it was like one of my first duo cosplays with dragons, so it really, really means a lot to me. And then Freeren also just shot up there like halfway through the middle of the year. I was like, I need to cosplay her like right now, and I've done many outfits for her, and I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. Obviously Linny from Genshin Impact was just like a huge comfort character for me, so cosplaying him meant a lot as well, and also being able to perform as him and win my very first solo lip sync was just absolutely stellar. Luca from Alien Stage, which is it's a very devastating series of short music videos on YouTube. Got introduced to that, and I have become everyone's problem. And he's just very fun to wear, and being able to be like the main like bad guy, I'm like, oh yes, I don't get to do this a whole lot. It's kind of like a power trip a little bit.
Is that the one with the green wig?
What was that?
Is that the one with the green wig?
No, it's short, blonde, kind of curly. I made him for Anime Washington in Spokane, came back from a 16-hour shift at like 11 o'clock at night, called Lay and was like, hey, so con's like in like 2 days, can you please help me? And I stayed up for 24 hours to finish him.
Oh.
How are you still alive?
I don't know. My dedication through the roof. And then the last one, one of my last favorite ones will always be Venti, because I started cosplaying him in 2020.
Oh, from Genshin. Nice.
Yeah, I've had the same wig for almost 5 years now, and I've restyled it up to 6 times. But earlier this year, Leigh and I went to Leavenworth to help Vega shoot a CMV for their Aether project, and I still love him. I love him every time I wear him. I bring him everywhere.
Let's go.
Are we having cat problems, Sam?
Yes, apparently she needs attention. Sticking to
It
me.
sounds like you really enjoyed your cosplays, though.
I do. And then kind of a special shout out was our friend Dragons has really trying to get us into One Piece. Like every chance she gets is going to attempt to turn it on. And she's like, you need to watch. And we're like, okay. We did a Halloween One Piece photo shoot at Busy Farms in Vancouver, and I did a werewolf ace, and that was a whole bunch of fun.
That
If
sounds
you have a photo of that, I want to see that.
I do. I have multiple. I will
Okay.
send it to you afterwards.
Please
They're so good.
do.
I got you.
Nice, thank
But
you.
those are my favorites.
Nice. Potato. What were some of your favorite cosplays for 2024?
I like being the person that like devastates everybody. So like my favorite cosplay right now that I've been doing is the boy in Fushi Eternity, because it's like one Freya is all white just like the dog from there, and then the costume itself is super comfortable and really warm because KomoriCon is kind of towards the fall and a lot of my cons are during the winter time, so it's like always cold, so it's like super warm. That one is my all-time favorite. If you guys haven't seen it, watch it. You will cry your eyeballs out because it's so sad. And then I also am really big with Megumi because I get fixated on a lot of stuff. So Megumi is like one of my more simple cosplays that I like to wear. I'm super simple. It's so easy. It's just a school uniform. You just throw it on and you just look like, hey, look at me. Oh wait, there's not an extra button though to
Like
close
it's
your
very
Yeah, I hate the JJK like costumes because like
yeah,
one button, but they don't add like a hidden button. So like if you forget to like put another shirt on, it just goes whoosh. I forgot a
That's so-
shirt and I just wore it and I pinned it and I was like, I'm just gonna pin it and wear it like this. It did not work out for me this year.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I think like my more like really, it's really layered and very complicated. And currently, I know a lot of people are like starting to cosplay him as Yorichi from Demon Slayer. He's absolutely one of my all-time favorites, and I love wearing him. Just because it's like I had it custom made, so it's made like from this lady over in Japan and had it all sent to me. But it was like it's one of my most favorite comfortable cosplays because it's like 3 layers and then you have like the pants and it's just moving in it and everything is super. I like to move in my cosplay because of my mobility issues, so everything has to be like simple and comfortable. I would like sometimes I wish I could do more detailed costumes, but it gets too much. So yeah, just mostly Fushi, Megumi, and doing Yorichi right now. Those are my top 3.
Nice.
Drooling all over it.
Lay, what were some of your favorite cosplays from last year that you did?
Man, there's so like just like Koi cosplaying a lot and everything. But some top ones are To No One's Surprise, Vanitas. And just the memories that it holds, and I like being a little gremlin, so yeah, that. Doing lip sync with him, and then with Peachy and just and doing different versions and stuff. I finally got to wear like his winter fit that I had made, so that was cool. We did a little snowshoe. Another one, Till from Alien Stage. I took some, thrifted clothes and just like, altered it and made his fit, and it was really fun to do. And like, just it's fun media to play around with for sure.
Traumatizing
And
media, but
yeah, Koi got to antagonize me. We did some content. um, yeah. Let's see. I brought Albedo to the Leavenworth thing that we did. That was cool. He holds a special place in my heart as well. And so bringing him back, I had to. His gloves like disintegrated on me, and so I had to make new gloves. And making gloves is so hard.
right. I forgot about that.
It was they didn't turn out the best. But they worked if you don't look close. I also brought him to SoccerCon and stuff, and yeah, just so many things.
What do you want?
Let's see. Aether is always a special one. I heavily altered that one from a base that I bought, and it's just fun walking around. It's like the Traveler. And then additionally Wanderer from Genshin as well. Come for cosplay, Did my first lip sync with him, but that was the previous year at Kumo. And yeah, so it's just special to me. You'll see a pattern. Just a lot of gremlin characters, as I'll call them.
Purple
Yeah.
boys.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Boys.
I'll leave it at that. Just there's so many that I could talk about.
I think we all have our favorite gremlin characters to cosplay as.
Yeah.
I have
Such a
Ray from
chaotic
Comic
affair.
Cosplay is the other one.
I will be very
He's
soon
fun.
cosplaying mine, and I'm very excited.
Nice.
Hi.
And Mutt, what were some of your favorite cosplays from last year?
Definitely Reno from Final Fantasy Remake. Just because it's
Speaking of gremlin character,
I'm not the gremlin. Tails the gremlin. She was rude. You give that girl a ball cap to somebody else.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. They were. Yeah. Bird was rude. I remember seeing the pictures. Like I committed to wearing the bald cap.
Yeah. Which honestly, like that was the first time I had applied one to somebody, and it didn't go horribly wrong. But my goodness, did she transform into somebody else? So lots of terrifying photos that will probably never see the light of day, but that's okay. But yeah, Reno was just really comfortable to wear. It's just mostly just a suit. And what's it? Yeah, especially because his shirt is so far down too. It's like, especially as a cosplayer who gets overheated pretty easily. Like I was just like, oh my god, this is great. I would just have to like hold my arms out and the wind would hit, and I was like, oh, this is great. So,
oh, that's right, because you cosplayed Reno from the remake, huh?
Yeah. The only thing I'll say about that cosplay though is I wore it on Friday to KimuraCon, and I had, again, like I overheat pretty easily, and shooting photos with the lights, even though we're not using the old bulbs anymore, we're using LEDs, so they run a lot cooler, but still getting up, taking pictures, like moving around and all of that, and like interacting with people for like, 4 hours straight. When I moved the goggles a bit to adjust them, all this sweat just ran down my face.
Oh, been there before.
In the goggles.
Been there before with the wig, and like you remove the goggles, and you just see all the condensation on the goggles.
Yep. I forgot that is some science, and so at the end of the day, when I moved them, I was like, "Oh my god, that's so disgusting!" And the people
were learning.
They were all laughing. I was like, "Oh." So that's a favorite one, especially because again, the people I get to cosplay with as Reno are, my besties, so it's always fun. One that I was really excited about just in general because it's my favorite Zelda game is I did the Skyloft Link outfit, so that was pretty. It's another comfortable one. Yeah,
it's very like it looks like the material looks very like flowy in a sense.
Yeah, it's really comfortable. I do want to kind of remake the top just because I put interfacing in a couple weird spots when I didn't need to, but I didn't know how the fabric was going to react. So it's weird and stiff in certain spots, but overall, I'm pretty happy with it. And again, like one of my favorite Zelda games. So, and we ended up doing a really cool photo shoot for my birthday. We rented a cabin and it was out in the forest. And so we got to actually we all brought cosplays. I brought my camera and we just had a weekend of, fun little pictures in the trees. But that one's one of my favorites. And then my other favorite, which is an ongoing project, is the Zagreus one that I'm working on from Hades.
Oh, from Hades.
Yeah. Y'all good?
We got some Hades fans in the chat here.
I
need to see that. I need to see.
Okay. It's ever since I started the game, I had always wanted to do like Zagreus for sure, but then I also grew up really, really. Again, I'm gonna let you guys on in on a secret. I like clowns, so I really wanted to do like a Venice Carnival styled version of his like the family
Ooh, I
portrait.
remember you were talking about that in your interview.
Yeah, so I finally started that and got to wear the beginning of it at Kumo, which was really nice. Just because it was nice to go to a con and just have fun, but also like not stress out over it not being like completely done, because it's mainly just the base part of it, like the main kind of toga robe part, and you know, like I have the laurels done already from the last time I did Zagreus, but to just be able to like wear it knowing it's not done was really liberating. I will say it was really nice to just be like, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna, you know, I'm recognizable and that's fine. But then to know too, like I get to keep working on this project, because honestly, I feel like I'm not gonna want to finish it just because I like
Yeah, I
doing.
mean, you'll be.
Yeah. So, but yeah, those are like my top 3. We did way too many this year though, so.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing the ones you did at Anna Medford as well. Your Sheikah Link from.
Yeah,
Breath of the
that is
Wild.
the absolute last time that thing will be out in the public, because again, when I was running back and forth, I'm like trying to hold the armor onto the thing.
I remember seeing that. Yeah.
So, I've kept
Well, I
some
don't
of
blame
the,
you.
but the rest of it's gone
Go ahead.
now, so we can't do it again.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you for like seeing you cosplay as Kiba, because that looked more simple and just less hectic.
Yeah, especially for like the kids cosplay day. I was just like, you guys know who this guy is. Like, that's fine. But yeah.
Nice. All right, we got 15 more minutes because I don't want to go over the 2-hour mark. So, real quick, and then I want to make this really, really, really quick. And I was just only going to ask you just one cosplay and one con, because that's just a lot. Real quick, Pink, what con are you looking forward to going this year, and what cosplay you're looking forward to do?
You know, obviously I love con, but I feel like I'm a little bit more excited for Moricon because I absolutely loved volunteering there. Now I'm working from part-time. I'm working on like the Montauk rendition, so it's a little complicated, but it's gonna be worth it. Because nothing will fit me, so I had to make it. That's okay.
Can't hear it.
You say you cannot hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Can't wait to see the cosplay, and hope you have fun at KimoriCon again this year. Sam, real quick, con you're looking forward to, and a cosplay you're looking forward to doing.
I'm looking forward to Gem State. My charity group got free tickets for that one, so I'm looking forward to that one. And then my Sister of Battle armor from Warhammer.
Ooh, Warhammer 40K, nice.
Awesome, because it's going to be black and gold.
Ooh, good colors.
I am so excited for this.
Very nice. Koi, con you're looking forward to, and cosplay you're looking forward to doing this year.
For the cosplay, I'm finally doing one of my dream cosplays, which is Inuyasha, because it was my very first anime that I've ever seen. So I'm super excited.
Also, good first anime too.
Very, very good. And then I'm super excited to go to KimoriCon once again, because hopefully I'll have a Kagome and a Shishomaru by then as well.
Ooh, can't wait to see you at Kumo this year. Potato, con you're looking forward to, and cosplay you're looking forward to.
Don't be mad at me, okay? Con is always going to be KimoriCon. It's just one of my favorite cons. And then the cosplay I'm looking forward to is doing Tucker and Chimera Nina from Fullmetal Alchemist.
Nice.
Did you just say what I think you said?
It's so
Go get on it right now. I was like,
so
wait,
perfect, though.
did you say what I think you said? Did he say what I think? When I
did.
heard Chow Tucker, and like, near or not? Oh, no.
Oh no!
It's a cosplay
The
I've
most
always wanted to do.
the most
I was
cursed cosplay ever.
Too mad.
I know.
Just upset her.
That's why I said don't be mad. But like it's what I've always wanted to do. And now like I have my brother was going to be the Chimera, but now that I got Freya, I've been thinking about it, and I'm rewatching Full Alchemist. So it's kind of like that scene is just so tragic, but it's also like, oh my god, I can't believe he did that. How rude. But now it's kind of like it's so cursed that I'm like, I have to do it. My dog is perfect for it. I need to do this cosplay now. So that is what I'm going to look forward to do. And I can't wait to get the reaction, because when I do cosplays and it's kind of mixed like that, everyone's like, oh, you're Fushi, that's so sad. Or like now this one's just gonna be
Cursed.
cursed.
Oh boy, you're gonna make a lot of people cry. If you know the scene, you know. Oh god.
Just wait. I've been working on it, so I have almost everything for it. It's gonna be like my Goodwill cosplay, because I like to like reuse it. But absolutely, like my sister is slowly looking through wigs that she has, and she has a huge box, so we're gonna find one. We're gonna take it apart and make the whole hair thing on her and everything. It's gonna be so
Of course you're putting the hair. Of course you are.
Oh boy!
That was a given, Wayne.
Just think, you're gonna be with me the whole con. You're gonna be with me the
know.
whole con, Wayne.
I'm aware.
I better see you, because I just finished Fullmetal Alchemist like last week, and I have not recovered. I better see you.
I mean,
You guys are gonna be so doomed. This is gonna be so
okay. Lay. Con you're looking forward to, and cosplay you're looking forward to.
Con, I gotta say, Kumo, it's just such a good community, and like I'm usually involved in like the lip syncs and stuff, and so it's always just fun to perform and just see everyone and everything. Cosplay, I think. Well, I'm really looking forward to cosplaying Mau Mau from the Apothecary Diaries.
Oh,
She's gonna be
I've
my
heard good things
first.
about that anime.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's really fun. And
she's so
yeah,
cute. She's so cute.
she is. Oh man, I'm so excited. But yeah, she'll be my first like femme cosplay, so I'm kind of excited to kind of delve into that kind of thing. And yeah, I'm excited. I want to make like a little basket and like put like little herbs and stuff in there.
Oh, that's gonna be a fun project.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Mutt, same question. Con you're looking forward to, and cosplay you're looking forward to doing.
I'm finally gonna be able to go to a con back home in LA, so I'm gonna actually go to what's it, Anime Expo? Is that
Ooh.
it? Annex? Is that what they call it? I don't remember the acronym.
AX, yeah, Anime Expo. Just
Yeah.
be safe, because that I've seen videos of how crowded the floor can get.
Oh yeah, no. It's definitely. I'm gonna go with a friend who I haven't gotten to hang out with much, because she moved down there too. So she's like, I never go because no one goes with me, and I'm like, I will make an excuse to go back home anytime. So I'm just excited to like actually get to go and like see a California con that's not San Diego, because I've accidentally gone to that one and I don't like, it's too much. But yeah, I'm excited to try that one out, and then I'm gonna keep working on Zagreus because he's not done, and we're planning. I have a friend that we're planning to do the cosplay contest with him and another Hades character, so I have to get that done.
It's the other Hades character. What's the other Hades character? Okay, it's a surprise. That's fine.
It's a good surprise. It's a good surprise.
Okay.
Can't wait.
Yeah, and then for a new cosplay though, I do want to like actually more seriously start on my Twilight Princess Link. So
Ooh.
I got the chainmail started.
You can
that's
see how excited Koi is.
Hey, fun fact, I may or may not be planning a Breath of the Wild lip sync this year for Kumo. So,
A coincidence.
Which makes even more sense because he doesn't really talk, so but he can lip sync. No.
fair. The Legend of Zelda
Lip-
series was probably my first ever video game that I ever played. So it
Very
means a
good
lot.
start.
Mm-hmm.
Means a lot.
Actually, mine was Galaga, but that was at a laundromat when I was 4, so I don't know if that counts.
It counts. It counts. I guess I'll go because I'm excited.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah, you're gonna join
I got two, technically. Well, one is a character I've always wanted to cosplay since I played the game. The con I'm looking forward to adding to the theme here. I'm looking forward to going back to KomoriCon again this year. It's my first time because Greyhound doesn't go up there anymore, so I'm going to be taking a plane up to Portland this year for Kumo. So that's going to be interesting. I've never flown before. I'm just going to pretend it's an airship from Final
really?
Fantasy. Yeah.
Bring headphones.
I will be entering. It's a cosplay I'm slowly piecing together through Amazon. I am going to be entering in the non-maid category as Gold Roger from One Piece.
Ooh.
Heck yeah.
And yes, I found everything, including shackles he wears, and I'm going to be quoting his line from the intro theme because you kind of have to.
Yeah.
And then the second one is a character I always wanted to cosplay, and I was originally gonna get it made, but it's like that's just too much money, and I don't want to shave. I'm gonna be doing Geralt of Rivia from The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Oh,
I'm not doing his armored version because that I have a specific outfit I have for that. I'm just gonna be doing his my take on his casual outfit where he wears the white shirt.
Well, that'll still be fun.
very
Oh,
nice.
yeah, no. I'm definitely going to be needing. It's also my first time with contact lenses as well. So
Really?
yeah, I gotta go bigger. I gotta go big or go home. So I'm gonna commit to wearing contact lenses for Geralt.
The plane turns around.
Give it back. We're gonna put your head back.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it again. It sucks that Greyhound no longer runs, but at least I'll get to Portland with under an hour. So I'm not complaining.
Well, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
We lost a potato.
We did.
Oh, no, I think they got. All right. There we go.
The potato's gone missing.
Oh no,
I
they're back.
I
Okay.
dropped my phone on my keyboard, so.
Oh no. So, never fun. All right, we are about at the 2 hour mark. So real quick, as I always do with these, starting with you, Pink. What are your links so people can follow you, stay up to date with your cosplays and the conventions you'll be going to?
So, right now I'm mostly on Remote. It's just Pink Devil or Pink Devil cosplays, most places. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And Sam, where can people find you on social media to stay up to date with your cosplays and conventions?
I have my Facebook, which is Grayson Cosplay Studios, and then my Instagram is Saving Grayson.
Koi, where can people find you on social media to stay up to date with your cosplays and conventions?
I'm mostly on Instagram as Koi Cosplay Pond.
And that's with the underscore, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because I know people will have the name and they just have it differently put on their social medias.
Yeah.
And Potato, where can people find you on social medias if they want to stay up to date with your cosplays and conventions and all your 3D printed stuff?
So at the moment, I'm just doing. I have potato gear which is my Facebook handle, and that's for all my 3D printing. And then I have my Instagram, which is Potato Senpai Cosplay, which has underscore. And then you can also find me on Twitch, because I do stream live on Twitch for cons and stuff. And that is Useless Potato Cake. So you can find on those too. And then if, our TikTok comes back, it's Useless Potato King for my TikTok page as well.
And Lei, where can people find you on social media if they want to stay up to date with your cosplays and conventions?
Yeah, right now I'm mostly on Instagram, like most active there, and that's laytrends.cause. And then just find me elsewhere, just at laytrends or laytrends.cause. It might change where I'm like most active on, because I'll be exploring stuff. But yeah, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, stuff like that. So
Nice. And last but not least, Mutt, where can people find you on social media if they want to stay up to date with your cosplays, conventions, and your photography?
Mostly on Instagram under muttrib.cosplay. But everything else, social media wise, I'm also exploring other options, but it's just under muttrib. So, yeah.
And what about your art? Where can people find your artwork as well?
That's also mostly on Instagram. I'm not as active on there, just because of the meta situation
Yeah.
with art stuff. But that's under muttrib too.
Nice. And everyone knows where they can find me. If you don't, well, I don't know what to tell you. That's on you. So again, all of you, thank you for coming on to share your cosplays and your cons from last year, what to see, and I can't wait to see all of you at, well, almost all of you at Kumo this year. And Sam, I hope you enjoy a Colossus Girl con. Dave and Marina are great people. They run great cons, so I hope you get to enjoy your first Pacific Northwest con.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah. And as always, I'm Wayne the Unknown. Until next time, thank you for listening, and as always, thank you for watching.
Yeah.